Hi everybody, Charlotte here, and today I'm going to do all the books I read this summer. Actually, a lot more than I thought I would get done, so I'm very proud of myself. It's sad because summer's over. Like, I'm not really gonna count any books I'm reading after this as technically summer because I move in to college this coming Friday, and I'm filming this on Saturday. I'm also filming at the same time my packing vlog, so I've been kind of frazzled today, honestly, because we also got back from our vacation this morning, so a little tired, little kooky. What I'm going to be doing is no blurbs at all, just a quick few sentence, hopefully, review of what I thought of the book and then the stars, the amount of stars I gave. Count summer as being June 1st this year because I graduated May 31st. So let's just, so many details. Okay. The first book I finished was The 100, Day 21 by Cass Morgan. And The 100 is a really good TV show. I really like it. I love Bellamy, I love Clark, I love Raven, I love all the characters, even love Murphy. But I hate this book. This is a really bad book. I do not. See, Alloy Entertainment is one of those companies that they like brainstorm a thought and then they decide to make it into a franchise. That's what happened with Pretty Little Liars. So, from my understanding, Cass Morgan was not the idea maker. She's just the writer hired to write this book. So, it's kind of understandable how I would like the TV show better because it's not actually based off the book. They just coincide with each other. And there are different characters. There's overlap, but there's different characters, and I honestly struggled. Didn't like it. I gave this 2 stars. Sorry, that was a lot longer than I wanted it to be. Next, I read Bossy Pants by Tina Fey, and this was one of her memoir things. You know, what all the comedians write these days. I gave this 3 stars. It was cute. I bookmarked a quote, which is usually a good sign of how I like things. It was good. It was witty, but it wasn't as funny as I thought it would be. Next, I read You Have 7 Vestiges by Stuart Lewis, and it's on my phone. And I hated that book. That was like honestly the worst review I've ever written of a book. I gave it 1 star, but it really deserved no stars. Next, I read Grave Mercy by Robin LeFevre. This is a beautiful book. This is 5 out of 5 stars. The whole series is amazing. I'm not doing blurbs. It's just so good. The character building, the development, the romance, but also the individuality and the independence of the characters. Oh my god. Next, I read Hello, I Love You by Katie M. Stout, and for a contemporary romance, it was pretty average. I gave it 3 stars, whereas some people really disliked it, and I also did a review of this, so you can go watch that if you want to. I read Dark Triumph by Robin LeFevre, and this is the 2nd book in the His Fair Assassin series, which Grave Mercy. This is my favorite in the series. It happens to be the smallest, which is perfect because I want to bring it to college. Next, I read A Million Miles Away by Laura Avery, and it is a romance, sort of one of those tragic ones, starts off with a death. I got an ARC review of it, and it was 3 stars. It was average. There was nothing I really hated. There was nothing I disliked, but there was nothing I really liked a lot. Next, I read The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth, and this was one of those books where you're like, I wish I could write like this woman. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, I knocked off a star because it was very slow going. It was good. It was really good. It was thoughtful. You'd probably like it if you like John Green, but not one of my favorite. Next is Mortal Heart by Robin LeFevre. This is the 3rd one, 5 out of 5 stars again. They all got 5 out of 5 stars in this series. I should actually mention that each one is a different girl. They're all sisters, technically half sisters. But this one was the finale, and this one had the most twists and unpredictability, which is always good in fantasy. And this series is honestly one of my favorite ones now. So. Very good. So I read Half Bad by Sally Green, and I also gave this 5 out of 5 stars. The writing is sort of very simple, but the story is brand new. At least I haven't read anything else like it. It has a male protagonist, which is not rare, but not as common in young adult fiction. So this was very interesting, even though I hate the love interest. I reread Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella, and this is one of those books where it's just a feel-good book. You just want to read it again. So I read it again. And I got it out of the library, so I don't have it. but I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Not necessarily because it's the best book out there, but it's one of my favorites to read, and the movie is really cute too. So I read Half Wild by Sally Green. This is obviously the sequel to Half Bad, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because it dragged a little more, and one of my favorite characters was absent a lot of the book. So it was good. It wasn't great, but I think the third one will be pretty good. I read To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I loved this book just like she loves those boys. 5 out of 5 stars, and I bookmarked a quote, as you can see. That's like how I judge how good books are. And I really did enjoy it because I loved this family. Like, I loved the protagonist. Actually, I liked the protagonist, but I loved her sisters, Margot and Kitty. And I honestly wish the series would go differently than it had. I know that's trying to change the past, but I wish all the sisters had individual books. I read Shopaholic Takes Manhattan by Sophie Kinsella, and that is the second one in the Confessions of the Shopaholic series. I reread it. I gave that book 4 out of 5 stars. It was okay. My plan originally was to reread the entire series. It didn't happen. But I need to go and read the new ones that have come out because they just keep coming out. I don't really understand. But yeah. Good nothing read. I'd rather read Confessions, the original one, than the second one any day. Next is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audrey, and this was amazing. This is a super good book. I posted a little book rant on it. Rant in a good way. This was 5 out of 5 stars, and it's just beautiful. I read Vixen, the first in the Flappers series by Gillian Larkin. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Honestly, if you want to read a book about flappers, go read the Lux series. Go read the Bright Young Things series. The Lux is a little earlier, but it wasn't great. And I just tried to read the second one and I could not get into it for the life of me. So I'm not gonna read the rest of the series. So you can kind of get an idea of what the book is like off that. Next, I read Prep by Curtis Sittenfeld, and this is one of my new favorite books of all time. This book is so good. Like, I can't even explain it, how good it is. I have all these things bookmarked, and like, this book changed me. I was thinking about it for days after. I was like, this is what Lee would do, and like, and this was 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. I read The Air by Kiera Cass, and I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. So, it's a very popular series, and I've read all the books, but there's just a part of me that kicks myself in the head after I read them. Like, why do I keep doing this to myself? So I read a bounded edition, or trade paperback, of Civil War, The Young Avengers and the Runaways, because I love the Young Avengers. I love the Young Avengers, and it was okay. It wasn't great. Whatever. Next, I read Die For Me by Amy Plum. I have yet to read the next ones, but I bought them on Book Outlet. So this was 3 out of 5 stars. And it's a different 3 out of 5 stars than Vixen was, because I really do want to read the rest of the series. It's a very interesting concept of like the paranormal. So I liked this. It was decent, and it was very easy to read. Next, I read Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian, and it was good. Like Jenny Han's stuff a lot better than Siobhan Vivian's, and it kind of showed the different writing characteristics of both of them. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but I also ordered the rest of the series with the Amy Plum series. Next, I read Panic by Lauren Oliver, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. It was completely unique, except that it got a little predictable by the end. Next, I read Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella, who also wrote the Confessions books, and I was pretty disappointed. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Really read like a movie script, not like a book. There was a lot left to fill in the details on your own. And the last book I've read this summer is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. It was very Jenny Han summer, and I have to say I was pretty disappointed with this book. I gave it 3.5 stars, but it didn't have the magic that the first book did. It really just felt like a continuation of To All the Boys I'd Loved Before, and it honestly seemed pretty unnecessary. So that's too bad that I finished off with that. I'm currently reading The Program by Those are all the books I read this summer. So I'm gonna go edit this and try to get it up and continue my college packing. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe for book videos and also college videos. Bye!